All right, and now we are joined by Joey Jarvis and Randy Ramirez of the OC Stunners off of a 4-set loss to the Texas Tyrants. Gentlemen, that was certainly an up and down roller coaster. I'm curious, both you just getting back from some overseas stuff, just settling right back into the team. Obviously, both a part of that gold medal last year. Randy, what's that like, kind of getting tossed in? Corey, you haven't played with him since the gold medal match. Yeah. What's that like, influencing the offense and making those decisions for you?
Yeah, like you said, I basically just drop in from Puerto Rico and start playing here. But I mean, I got so many amazing hitters. It makes my job really easy. Really, I just throw the ball up there and they do the rest. So it's not really that hard. That's what I'm trying to say. They're amazing. I don't know.
And when you get into a tougher situation like that, where you're battling from 1 or 2 points down, it was never like you guys gave up a big lead. How does that influence you and how you see the game and how you want it to unfold as an offense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I try to see the blockers as much as I can, see how they're trying to read me, and that's how I try to confuse them with what I read.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what I try to do. I just try to run quick offense everywhere and have our middles established all the time and just keep the block guessing as much as I can.
Joey, before we dive into the match, I gotta say, man, the shape that you are in right now compared to 2021, like I know the work that you were doing in the offseason, bro, you are flying. What was your offseason like preparing? Maybe it was just maintenance of getting healthy, or what was that like?
Start off, when I came here, I was super out of shape. Before I flew in, I was 228. First event, they're like, yeah, Joey, ready to ball? I was like, I am a ball. And then, I humbled myself. I was like, hey, I came out of shape. It was no one's fault. I grinded by championship, lost 28 pounds, finished my 75 hard, came home with a gold medal. But more importantly, I learned a lot about mental toughness. COVID hit everybody, so it wasn't an excuse of, COVID hit me. I mean, the world was trapped. So I learned a lot about mental toughness, how to pull myself out of a hole. And yeah, I grinded my way out of where I was. And I'm in good shape, but I'm trying to get in better shape. I'll leave it at that.
All right, we'll go with that. I'm curious, you talk about that mental toughness. Stunners is one of those teams that tends towards the highest highs, lowest lows. Last season, you guys kind of barely squeaked into playoffs and then just thumped everyone all weekend long. I don't think it was a surprise to most people that knew what you were capable of. But again, off to a 1-2 start. How do you think, how is that unfolding on team dynamic? You're kind of an emotional leader out there. From your perspective, how do you see that unfolding for the team?
We have a very dynamic team. But also a very unusual situation because outside of NVA, a lot of players on our team are, yes, they're pro players, but they're also like first or second option. So a lot of guys are used to leading. So it's a lot of adapting to each other, and I feel like that's what we saw championship weekend last year. Because Corey's first option, this year I was first option, this guy was balling out in Puerto Rico, Hilling was third in the league in Israel, I was fifth. There was a lot of guys who ball out. Shane is touching the sky on every ball. Nick West is Nick West. So even Josh, he's not here. He just won the Israeli League.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of guys who are used to being number one and trying to be second or third for the betterment of the team. So we're still battling that. Not to say we're not good players, but it's a very different dynamic because it's not that we're not capable. It's about learning how to trust each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And so while you're establishing the team dynamic, I'm curious, is there any quick reads or reaction how the guys are handling Matt Prosser obviously stepping in? How is, I think you guys have had maybe 2 practices with him at most from you guys just rejoining the squad. How does everything seem to be, like you said, it's a lot of big personalities, and that's always been, how do you wrangle that in? Do you guys feel like things are kind of clicking and helping out with the squad there? Or?
Yeah, well, more importantly,
Okay,
I'll let you start.
To me, I think our level of play today was, at the first game, it was really good. We kind of dropped off a little bit, but I feel like it's fine. It wasn't expected, but it's okay because we haven't played together at all. Mm-hmm. We still don't have our complete team. So me personally, I think most of the guys seeing their face and all that, I'm not worried at all. I know we're gonna get it later on. We just haven't been playing together, and it's normal. Those things happen. It's normal.
This game specifically, first game we were cruising. But if you look at the scores of the rest of the sets, if you compare errors to what we lost by, if we cleaned up a pass here and there, a block here and there, it's a complete different set. I mean, even speaking for myself, forget these guys. I was just blasting balls out at a certain point, and I kind of had to recuperate myself, start adjusting to Randy's sets. But even my errors alone, 2 errors here and there, we're up 2-0 rather than losing 25-23. So if we manage errors rather than going, quote-unquote, balls to the wall for everything, we're a completely different team. But aside from that, compared to last year, we have a very different system. That's also what we're trying to respect. So we're learning to trust each other, specifically, especially on a high ball setting, you know, letting different guys take charge. Especially me this season. I took every second ball. So kind of letting, hey, Dylan, it's yours. And then I just said, hey, I jumped the gun, I was like, my ball. So just learning to trust each other is what we're still battling. So I think this loss was more of a lesson rather than a point in the loss column, because we're definitely learning to trust each other, and that's going to help us as we go on to the next events.
Absolutely. My last one for you is, for both you or either of you, what was the discussion like after the game? You know, we've got one more match this weekend, obviously. I think it's tomorrow evening for you guys.
Right.
Was it already looking ahead? Was it reflection on what just happened? Or what was kind of the morale of the team in that situation?
Yeah, Coach Prosser was basically just be like, have short-term memory. Like, get over it. It's fine. Tomorrow's another game. Let's go get it. Basically, that's what he said. So, and that's what we're gonna do. So.
Yeah. First things first. I mean, Tyrants are no way or shape a bad team. So if we play a series, anyone can win. Like, they're definitely a good team, and that's kind of what he started with. He's like, yeah, it was a 3-1 in the end, but in terms of who we played, it's 2 good teams playing volleyball. So he just said, learn from it, and then don't dwell on it, because we got more to do tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.